Hello, students. Mr. Burke here, and we're going to do a quick review of the TryHackMe tutorial. This is a walkthrough that we did in class last Thursday, the 10th. So let's get started. Today, what we'll do is quickly talk about the profile and subscription. The key there is that everybody has identified their IDs to me, so I can upgrade your profile to premium. And premium gives you access to all content and all capability in the tool. So I just want to make sure everybody got that in and we've got everybody upgraded. We'll also talk about how to use TryHackMe, or the recommended way, which is do everything in the browser. You'll see an option to use OpenVPN. We're not recommending that. Use that at your own risk. We'd rather you use the browser, web browser version of everything, which means it's much simpler, it's easier, much more stable. We'll talk about the attack machine, the active machine versus the attack machine. And why don't we just go to the charts and take a look. When you go into TryHackMe, and I'm using the tutorial as the example, it'll bring you into a screen and you'll see some buttons, typically some buttons, or you'll see a narrative or maybe a video, but eventually it'll get you to some buttons where it's time to launch some machines. And the concept you got to see here is that in TryHackMe, you can launch an attack box, and that is your own virtual workstation. It's like having a laptop that you're working on, but it's in the cloud. And you can launch what's called start machine, but that will launch an active machine, and that's a target machine, something you'll interrogate or attack. So you have your attack box, which is your machine, the source, and you'll have the the active machine, which is the target. So that's the blue and the green. And again, do not use the OpenVPN, use attack box option when selecting your connectivity. Once you get in and once you start the active machine, start machine, green button, or the attack box, blue button, you're going to see some IP addresses. And this is kind of important. You've launched two machines. So up at the top at 12 o'clock, you'll see that is the IP address of your attack box. Again, that is your virtual workstation. In fact, it's displaying itself over on the right-hand screen. That's what you're going to use to enter commands and do various things in the exercise. That is your desktop. Down below at about 6 o'clock, you'll see another IP address, 10.10.228.100. That's the IP address for the target machine. Now, these IP addresses will change every time you start TryHackMe or relaunch machines. You'll notice that they're all 10.10 or 10.x, which means they're private IP addresses. They're in a private network. These are not routable or addressable to the internet. They cannot be gotten to from outside. This is all internal within TryHackMe, within your browser. Over to the right, once you've started your attack box, again, that's your virtual machine, it'll start a terminal, and that terminal or attack box is a virtual desktop, and it includes a Linux command line. It has a browser, which is Firefox. It has system tools, security tools, and an editor. And we'll talk about that in just a second. And then due north, you'll also see when you launch your attack box on the top row there, you have an applications icon, you have your Firefox icon, and that's the orange circle. You'll have a terminal icon. That's a quick way to get to the Linux terminal. And then the S, the squiggly line S, that is an editor, subline editor. Let's talk about some of the applications in attack box. There are a number of menus that you can, tear down or work down through to see various tools. Most of the tools are security tools, popular security tools that you'll use in exercises. They're already preloaded. You don't have to install them. And I put some examples over here to the right. You have Wireshark, which is a network packet analysis tool. Burp Suite does some web testing. GoBuster, which we'll use quite a bit, is a way to find some hidden web directories. Hashcat is used for cracking hashes or passwords, and so on. I'll let you read the list yourself, but just about any tool you'll need is in one of these menus over here under the application tab. Down at the bottom of the attack box, you'll see some other buttons and icons. One, that vertical diagonal arrows, those will take you to full screen mode. The plus will extend the time of your attack box. When you started your attack box, it's on a timer. You'll get messages as it gets ready to end, but I think they give you an hour or two. But anyway, if you need to extend the time, you hit that button. You have a reset button. Sometimes you've disconnected and reconnected and disconnected, and things just don't seem to be talking to each other anymore. So sometimes you just have to go ahead and reset or restart the attack box. So that's your off button, and then you'll just start it over again. It does take about a minute to boot up in the cloud. And then over here, the I is machine information. If you click on that, and I'll maybe do a quick demo and we'll take a look. It'll give you some information about your machine, what the IP address is, and some other things. Over to the right here are some icons of some frequently used tools or applications that you've been using. They kind of get pinned. Over here to the right includes Firefox, the terminal, that's Burp Suite, Metasploit, and some other things. Also over here to the right is a little tab. I'm going to show you that later, but if you click on that, that opens up another small window that has a clipboard, some additional keys, and I think a full screen, an option to go to full screen. Right, and that's where we are. So if we look at that page, we now had just clicked on that little blue tab over there to the right, and it opened up those three options. And the middle one is the clipboard. I do want to show you this. There's some idiosyncrasies with TryHackMe. If you're trying to cut and paste from your own workstation or from the internet right into TryHackMe or into the terminal, it won't work. You actually have to open this clipboard, paste into the clipboard, and then cut and paste from the clipboard into your TryHackMe attack machine. The other idiosyncrasy is download. There's no easy way to download directly into your terminal, your attack box environment. What you can do is use Firefox to log on to whatever web page, including TryHackMe. So from the attack box, you would hit Firefox, you would log on to attack box, and then if you executed download, it would automatically download into this environment, into a folder within the attack box. Okay. So folks, that's really it. Check the tutorial out. Google your questions. There's quite a bit out there in the public domain and in forums, or hit me up if you have any questions. Take care. Bye-bye.